So last we left off, I believe we found Domino, pacified him for a bit, and then decided you're going to go talk to Mombara to see if she can help you translate and communicate with the spider.
I forget what is Domino coming with us. I don't remember. Did he leave?
He's happy to follow for now.
Okay.
Like he's willing to, be around.
He is now my boy. I shall protect him with all of my life.
Weren't you like super pissed at this guy like 10 seconds ago and wanted to kill him?
I was, but then I found out he was just sweet boy who didn't actually mean to do any harm, so it's fine.
I didn't mean to stab the woman in the neck.
You just believe the skeleton?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was taken over. It's fine. Things happen.
You just believe. How do you even know he's telling? What if he's lying?
He's a skeleton boy. It's fine.
We'll save that for the plot twist later in the movie.
That's a season 2 plot twist, isn't it? It's not going to come up yet.
Yeah.
You can't be lying. I rolled 13 on insight.
Oh, you know what? Good call. You're right.
All right, you guys are walking in. Once again, you guys notice a lot, and I mean a lot of eyes on you. As per usual in Mombara's forest, you guys get to her house, and again, this little twig blight opens the door, and then kind of gestures for you to come in.
Sure. Yeah, we can go.
Yeah.
Inside, you see Mombara sitting on her rocking chair.
Her lazy boy.
Yeah, her lazy boy. Yeah.
Brandon.
Look at you
PM.
expectantly, and then gesture to Domino as he comes in.
That's it? Just gesture towards him? Doesn't say anything?
That and she says, "And who is that?"
This is it's a skeleton that appears to have gone rogue slightly, but maybe it wasn't under control of its own body, as far as it would seem. We came to you in the hope that you may be able to translate for us.
I don't speak skeleton.
No. He mumbles too much. Here. She takes this jar of spider out. She's still mad at Jalen. Let's be real. She's still mad at Jalen. And walks up. This thing was on him, and he is very angry about it. He did not mean to harm anyone, but with this thing, it caused him much anger. We want to see if there's something that this thing is doing.
More than that, it wasn't just anger. He claims it controlled him.
All right, so this is a variety of creature I've never seen before. I guess let's start with the basics, and she'll start casting Speak with Animals.
All right.
We all wait with bated breath. Is it really an animal?
And because this would be easier than having just to translate all this, I'm just going to have Mombara cast in such a way that all of you can understand this creature.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. So yeah, Mombara finishes the casting, and then goes over and touches each of you on the heads, and then suddenly you are able to hear some chatter in the background from all the animals outside.
We are now fluent in spider.
Fluent in all animal language, actually,
Ooh.
for 10 minutes.
Sweet. So does this mean we can also communicate with this spider ourselves?
Yeah, and I think you might hear very quietly coming from the jar where the spider is gotta eat, gotta eat, gotta eat, gotta wee, gotta wee, gotta wee, gotta eat, gotta eat, gotta eat, gotta wee, wee.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna leave this one to the expert personally. I'm gonna let Umara tackle this. Spooked out.
David, you have 3 different people in this chat that are kind of fearful of spiders.
It's not that. It's just she's an animal expert, and I've lived in a desert my whole life.
Yeah, fair.
Umbara will kind of look at I pick up the bottle, address the spider, and be like, "What do you want?" And the spider will be like, "Eat, spin, 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 weave, 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 eat, spin, 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 weave, weave, weave."
Huh.
That's awesome.
Sounds fair.
So he's on crack.
I mean, sounds pretty standard for a spider.
Spider is on crack.
Yeah, actually, I want to ask Mumbara. I don't know if you've spoken to spiders before, but is this normal or is this unusual for one of that kind?
I mean, it's not too unusual. I mean, spiders aren't ones to have inner monologues. You know, like out of game, spiders have intelligence of 1.
Sure.
Relatable.
Listen, this spider could have been smart.
He's a magic spider. Thought maybe he,
He's still a spider though, and I think what you're gonna get from this is that I don't think this spider has like proper intent other than to survive. So there might be something else going on here.
So the skeleton was lying. It wasn't the spider at all.
Don't kill the skeleton. We promised him we wouldn't kill him.
I made notes of it.
Something's controlling the spider that's controlling the skeleton.
Sounds like a Ponzi scheme.
yeah. Well, it is really just one big multi-level marketing situation.
So, okay, just to remember from last session, we were able to speak with Domino comfortably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to turn to Domino and say, would you, what do you know about this spider? Because it appears to just be a normal spider.
I think it'll say, "It woke me."
Interesting. It's do you mean it gave you sentience, or it's freed you in some way?
I'll respond to, does it have sentience?
Oh, yeah.
It made me. It made angry. It made sad.
Domino,
Yes.
where did you get your gear?
Digging
Digging where?
in the garden. I find lots of things in the garden.
Is that where you found the spider?
Yes. I was asleep then.
So did you find these things in the garden before you woke?
Yes.
Why were you digging in there if you weren't woke yet?
Had to dig to plant the plants. Dig, find something, put it aside, and plant.
Is
I think we
this
should take a closer look at this garden.
perhaps yes? So, have you worked for Mirabelle as far as you can remember?
Yes.
And you certainly don't want to hurt Mirabelle now, no?
No. The angry wants to hurt.
Well, I can say that spiders don't make me exactly peaceful either, but maybe there's something more going on rather than just regular anger.
Are there more things that you dug out of the garden that you can show us?
He'll reach down to his pouch and he'll pull out the quarter-pound beans that he had earlier. Put those back in the bag. He will pull the rest of his items.
All the magic items.
The magic.
The rest items.
It's occurred to me, like, where did he get all of this stuff? Like, who told him to put it on and attack her? It's not like he just like suddenly snapped and grabbed a knife and stabbed her. He like got dressed, put on a mask, everything.
It was the mimics all along.
He'll pull out a like a little tubular knife that you can pull out like 50 different tools from.
Swiss Army knife.
He pulls out a Swiss Army knife. Yeah. He'll pull out a another little jar full of little beads. Some of them are like a brown. Some of them are like a clear like water looking ones. There's just like a little jar of beads.
So these are all things that you have found just in the garden?
Yes, there are lots of things in the ground.
Hmm.
Take us to the garden.
He'll nod and he'll start walking away.
I guess we follow.
Thanks, Mambara. Peace.
Bye, Mambara.
And he's just like, okay, I'm glad I could help. I think.
Want to come? Tell me what these plants are. Wait, no. You can talk to plants, can't you, Amanda?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go ask these plants what's going on in their roots.
Yeah. I'm done with that.
Nice.
Me, we're like, I'm good at religion and scaring things,
You
as
just-
any religious person is.
You just gotta connect with nature, man. You're reading too much into it. You just gotta connect with nature.
I have been watching Cars too much with Jason because I was like, oh no, that means we're Fillmore and whatever the Jeep's name is.
What was it? So what do we do with this spider then? Is it just a normal spider that happened to make our skeleton friend angry, or do we just hold on to it for now?
I don't plan to release
Definitely
it
keep it.
anytime soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and also, did anyone find out, is Mirabelle still unconscious? Because I think it would be good to ask her if she can think of anyone who might want to hurt her.
She's
She's
still
like-
missing a piece of her. She's
Yeah,
yes,
not
The doctor
there.
said she's not gonna wake up until her soul is repaired.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I remember now. Okay, that's all good. All right, I guess that stops that idea. Okay, let's go look at this garden and see if there's anything we can find.
So he leads you back to the Maribel's house, at which he'll lead you around to one of the sides where you see a very well laid out vegetable and herb garden. There is all varieties of spices and herbs. There are all of the anything you could need to season dishes. She grows herself here.
Nice.
Wunderbar.
All right, I guess I'll ask Domino. So, would you mind pointing us in the direction where you usually dig? This may give us an idea. We can start investigating a little.
We'll go over and I think there might be one other actually no, I think this is his area, so there are none of the other skeletons are out here. And he'll just start digging, he'll pull out he'll go over to a shed, pull out a trowel, and start digging a new row for this garden. After about 10 or 15 minutes or so, he's nearly finished with the row, and he'll stop, reach down, and pick up a little he'll pick up a little bell that has a little key symbol on it, and then he'll gesture it to you guys that this is something he just found.
Could I take it from him and have a look?
Yeah, can I read this symbol since I have the ability to read all written languages?
Sure. Yeah, it's just various key images all over this bell.
Hieroglyphs.
I think because you have the at will detect magic, right?
I have that, but I also have Eyes of the Runekeeper, so I can read all writing.
Yeah. So definitely with those combined, this bell has some variety of transmutation magic.
Mm.
And then Domino will look up to you guys and say, "This was quicker than usual, but there are lots of things here. You just have to dig."
Before you awoke, where would you normally keep these things?
Anything couldn't keep on me, I put in shed.
The shed is still open, yeah?
Yeah.
I want to peek in there. What's going on in that shed?
There are tons of things in the shed. Not only are there every variety of farming implement, like these handheld ones, there are like a whole bunch of like weapons in here. Like you see like spears and axes and like you see one which is this strange like 3-foot metal cylinder that has like some variety of handle on it. And you see that there's a knife stuck at the end of it, like sticking out, but not at the end of it.
Huh.
Does anyone have any good history?
Me.
Because I'm curious of. So Alex is going to convey this. Hold on, let me try to get Alex's voice back. Hella, I don't have much. We who live in the mountains don't interact much with the outside world. But is it possible that there was some form of war that happened in this area before the Grove became? That perhaps angry souls of some war have infested this area?
So I rolled a nat 20 and got a 27 on the history check.
So okay, ask your question and I'll answer basically. Like what do you want to know about this stuff? Actually, I think one thing you'll immediately recognize is probably, I don't know how you recognize this, but you recognize that metal cylinder with the knife in it is some variety of black powder weapon.
Oh, interesting. I mean, I guess like at first glance, do these things look old?
They vary a lot in age. Some of them, the designs look like some of them that look like they were manufactured like a year ago.
Huh.
Some of them look like they're like some of them, just judging by wear and tear and design, look like they could be like pre-current era. So there's a lot of variety, but some of them look like they could have been designed in the last few years. Some of them are definitely like, you know, pre-era, so like over 800 years old kind of thing.
Are any of these like? Do they look like the items we saw in the vault? Magic items that are no longer magic, kind of thing.
These ones still have. I think what you'll get is like some of them are like a bit like powered down, but like all of these still have their magic for the most part. But it's the same selection of stuff that you saw in the vault.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so the age varies. And what about like region? Did they look like they're from any specific like culture or peoples?
They look like they're from everywhere. Like you see weapons that would be traditionally used by like the Minotaurs in Karazhan. You see hammers that are absolutely dwarven design from Gate. You see all variety from everywhere. I'd say you even see some weapons that you recognize are not from cultures that are on this plane.
Oh wow.
Like you see a scimitar, which is clearly of like from like the plane of air, like that style of weapon that is used by air genasties and genies.
But would you be sharing that, Hella?
It's hard to say any specific, or I don't. Grove's not really anywhere. It's not really connected to the what we know as home. The age and cultures is different. It's not. They're all too different. It's my best guess would be that this has something to do with the things we found in the vault and Malachi's, maybe with how this place was made.
Do you mean to say that perhaps we're sort of outside of time, or just that this is not related to any specific time?
The latter.
Okay.
Because I'm just gonna pick. This is new, and I walk up to something that's a year or so older.
Yeah.
And then I walk up to something that's super old, and this is ancient.
I see. Okay. I wonder what that means for us if we ever. Well, for our stay here, I wonder what that means for long term. But for right now, let's try and figure out what's trying to kill Mirabelle and maybe others.
Who, Domino? Why did you put on a mask?
I found it.
Yes. Why did you put it on?
I guess I wanted to.
Were you angry when you put it on?
No. I was scared when I put it on.
Interesting. So he skipped something. He didn't go straight from awoken to angry. There was a middle bit in there.
Were you less scared once you put the mask on?
Yes. The mask hides.
I see. Did I try it on?
You guys have been pretty chill with him, really friendly with him. I don't think there's any reason why he would say no.
I feel like this is such a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, in my
Is
head,
the mask broken?
I guess I want to figure out.
No, because time we wound a bit there. So yeah, he'll reach up and he'll peel the mask off of his face. And then you'll see like all of his form like shrink back down into being a skeleton. And he'll hand you this this like white mask with like the 8 or with 6 like domino pips on it.
Ah. Interesting.
Well,
All right, who's gonna put it on?
I'm fine to put it on. If it makes me evil, just try and take me down, I guess. But more what I was wondering was what would happen if Alex, if you tried to scare me, if you tried to put fear into me. I wonder if this mask is actually immune to that, or whether this is more of a personal domino thing.
Hold on. Let me find my stuff on here on my.
Time to bring out the mom voice.
Dana puts it on.
Dude, honestly,
talking
because
to.
the only other thing I have for fear that I can cast right now is 3rd level.
Just roll an intimidation check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the mask.
All right.
Sure. Alex is
Okay.
gonna grin at you because she's still a little ticked from earlier, and she's totally fine to scare you.
So, tell me what you look like now, because the effects of this mask, and when you put it on, you kind of get a sense of what it does. Allows you to cast Alter Self.
Oh.
So what that allows you to do is choose one of the following. You can either get yourself some aquatic adaptation, so you can start breathing underwater, get gills and fins, so you can swim as fast as you can walk or breathe underwater. You can grow some natural weapons. You can get like fangs or teeth or whatever you want, or you can change your appearance. You basically can alter yourself to be, as long as you stay within the same size category, basically, and same like arrangement of limbs.
Okay. I think Jalen will intend to have a positive strength score. So, sort of look generally the same, still human, but
You just get bigger.
You just look buff.
you know when you're playing like an RPG and you have the slider to determine how muscly your character is.
Yeah.
Pumping that way up to the top just to try it on for a second.
Yeah, we're talking like Saints Row style, just like all the way to the top.
He turned into Bug Swole.
All right.
Also,
okay,
because I was very angry with it, I'm using a lucky to re-roll this because I rolled a 1. I re-rolled it, and it's let's see, a 25 intimidate.
All right, yeah. So you can intimidate at will if you want to, yeah. I want to make it clear your strength score has not changed.
Yep.
However, you look buff.
Perfect.
Oh, that's amazing. So does Alex's intimidation affect me?
I mean, if that's the intent here, then yes.
Okay.
So, you are afraid and as such cannot move and are taking damage every turn.
Yeah, Jalen's whole weirdly fake muscly body goes completely stiff and just freezes up, just staring directly.
He's like he's flexing really hard.
Okay, that's fine. You can stop being scary now. I don't think this mask makes you immune to fear.
It does not.
Does anyone else want to?
Alex is just laughing now. You may move.
Does Jalen like react negatively to when the mask is on at all?
No.
Okay.
So
if you were, why were you scared, Domino?
Because Mother was dying.
Wait, but he had this stuff on when he stabbed her.
If it was him that stabbed her.
He said it was.
Did he?
I do want to make it clear that there was that you did not when Jalen first saw that Maribel had been stabbed, Domino was already at the back door, so there was at least some time between her getting stabbed and him leaving.
Huh. Well, you're telling me he stabbed her, went all the way out to the shed, got the mask, came all the way back in?
I don't know. He probably had the mask on him, since that was something small he could keep on his person.
He's a skeleton. Where's he gonna keep it?
In his apron.
Oh, all right.
I've been imagining this whole time he just had a fanny pack on him.
like wearing it like across his chest, like those rogues do nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay, so
all right,
potentially
interesting.
maybe this is more of a DM question to a flashback to last question. Did Domino ever admit to stabbing Maribel, or was that just something we'd assumed for him?
He does not think that, or like, he doesn't think that he stabbed Maribel.
Okay.
I think he blames what like the spider and like the angry that he felt before, but like I don't know. He hasn't said anything to the effect of he didn't, or like
Sure.
he's a very new person and doesn't actually fully understand everything yet. So like it's a little disjointed, but yeah, no, I try to think like how do I explain it? Like he thinks or he feels that he was asleep when Maribel was stabbed.
Okay. What of your skeleton brothers? Would you describe them as awake or asleep?
I think I think Domino would gesture for the mask back because he doesn't have any lungs.
Oh yeah. I'll pass the mask back over with the sound of a deflating balloon.
Yeah, Domino will put the mask back on and say, "They are asleep. The spider woke me."
Maybe the question I have is then, what happens if we show the spider to some of the other skeletons? Would this create more of a...
Please, heck.
I think from what you've been explained to about how the spider works, if you like put the spider on one of the other skeletons, it would probably start stitching together what's in their soul crystal until they approach something like what Domino is.
Okay.
So, like, wait. So, soul weaver spiders
Yep.
simply weave whatever soul is present to them.
They will stitch souls together. The weaver itself doesn't like attach it to itself or anything like that. What the weaver does is it takes like souls that are separate and stitches them together in order to create a longer lasting food source for itself.
So, and the gems that power these skeletons are made of souls.
The gems that power these skeletons, I think Maribel explained this to you. I don't remember exactly, but she did not. She probably would have. The gems basically passively suck up bits of ambient soul energy that are floating around at all times because souls are decaying constantly, and stores that ambient soul energy in the crystal and uses that to power the construct.
Okay.
So
And
the Soul Weaver.
Just really quick, and the crystal on this skeleton is a different color. It's blue, right?
No. So all of the crystals are. Oh no, they're all red. This one is darker. That's what it was.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, and like the Soul Weaver, like when it stitches, in this instance, it like has made. It's stitched together ambient pieces of soul from everyone, thus creating an entirely new soul with its own sentience.
That's the assumption here, that the Soul Weaver has basically Frankenstein together a soul for Domino.
So, I mean, it's possible that just like messed up soul magic made a skeleton who's got like weird multiple personalities disorder because he's got a soul made of a bunch of people's souls, and he just got mad and lashed out and killed somebody.
Well, how do we know it's not just one person? I'm still on board with my multi-level marketing theory here.
Okay, hit me. Like, tell us what you're thinking.
I feel like there's some specific dark soul behind the spider, attached to the spider,
I
whatever,
agree.
controlling the spider.
Controlling the spider. See, I think the spider was just like a facilitator in a thing that happened. Like maybe the spider like stitched together a dark soul, and the dark soul like controlled the skeleton. But I don't think the spider was like intentional. I think the spider may have just been like one of the weird magic things that was found. Maybe.
Hmm.
How long do we know how long soul spiders live? Like, if it was just under the ground, would it even be alive? Would it have died?
So I think Malachi explained to you that basically they'll go dormant if there's not enough food.
Mhm.
So it's hard to tell how long it could have been underground like that.
Okay.
Until Domino had been digging, accidentally digged up the spider, and the proximity to the soul gem reawakened the spider, and it started doing its thing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, I'm not gonna say this is definitely what happened, but like, it sounds like this is more of like the mystery of what this place is made of than like what happened to Maribel. And like, I don't know what happened to her soul. I haven't, I don't have any idea yet what happened to that, because it sounds like the Soul Weaver doesn't take soul, like, doesn't just take it from like a live person. Can't like steal your soul. Unless maybe like she died. No, because the spider wasn't near her really. She like, so I don't know what happened to her.
The spider has until the vault. The spider was on Domino the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like making me think like it's not like the spider snatched any soul bits from Maribel. So like, I don't know what happened to Maribel. I'm not entirely sure like this spider is malicious in any way, but I feel like maybe it's like the energies of this place or what it's made out of or something like that, or like maybe not as innocent as initially assumed, and like that's what made the weird like soul gem corrupted and evil. I don't know. That's like what's going on in my head right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Does anybody else have thoughts and or opinions?
The only thing about that is the fact that Maribel, I think, was one of the. David, correct me if I'm wrong, but Maribel was one of the earlier arrivals to the Grove, correct?
Let me double check.
It's the most recent one before us.
Yeah, actually,
Is she the most recent before us?
I think so.
I thought Valkyrie was the most recent.
That's what I
before before Valkyrie was Maribel, I think.
Okay.
So here's my thought. If it's the thing would be if it's the Grove corrupting the gems and the souls and such, I don't think if that were to happen, I think it would have affected all the skeletons at the same time because Maribel came with all of her skeletons.
But I don't think it happened like because I think the spider, like because the spider got on him, it like caused this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So like everything was fine until the spider got involved, and it's like now suddenly we find out there's weird magic items under the ground, and we find out there's like weird secret rooms in Malachi's house that he doesn't want to talk about that have like depleted magical items. So like I think maybe this has something to do with like how the Grove was made or like how it works kind of thing. Like I think that's like the thing that we need to figure out like how and why this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't put the spider on anyone, right? It was in the jar this whole time after it left our skeleton friend.
I think we put it on Maribel for a minute.
We did. We did put it on Maribel for a moment, but nothing happened.
And from what we know then, what would happen if we put it on, say, one of us?
From what Malachi explained, basically what it would do is it would start stitching pieces of like ambient soul energy to your soul that acts like a buffer, so that as your soul degrades, it would actually degrade the little buffer bits rather than you, and so you could make your soul last forever.
Hmm.
Because one of the problems with immortality is that souls will deteriorate by themselves over time. So you can fix the body, but fixing the soul is much harder. So the only way to make a soul last forever is to basically is one of the few ways to do it is with a soul weaver and then have it stitch like a buffer zone over it.
Okay. So, we're using this spider. One of us could become immortal?
Yep. Assuming that you had a way to repair your body.
Interesting.
Alex has a tight hold on this jar, by the way. Alex is not letting this jar go anywhere unless she approves of it.
Alex, are you?
Ooh, actually, that's important because I think I probably should mention this. That we're doing that. I think just if you're paying attention to the spider at all, I think Alex would notice the spider seems to be attracted and or interested in your beads.
No, no. Yeah, you're interested in my beads, you heckin' heck. Alex is just kind of glaring at the spider, like, you don't touch those, no.
Yeah, like anytime the jar gets close to any of them, it'll like go to that side of the jar to get close to the beads if it can.
Mm.
Everything okay, Alex?
Is your beads made of the souls of your dead family?
Yeah.
Did you say that in character, Matthew, or?
No, I don't know anything about. I just
Okay, I was about to say, like, did you just assume her family was dead?
have you not talked about it? Why do I know that?
I talked about it to Mambara
Oh, okay.
about my family,
That's
but
what it
I'm
was.
not talking to any of you.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not an in character question. It's just like a me pontificating. That's messed up, bro.
Luckily, you'll
I
find
mean,
out.
does anyone here still keep in touch with their dad or their mom, or are they all
See.
dead? I feel like
See what's going on here.
Soon.
You're all fatherless.
Fatherless.
I'm not. My dad is still alive, and so is my mother.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so Alex is holding it, kind of experimentally holding it closer to the beads and then moving, shifting, and seeing if there's any specific ones that it's like freaking out the most about.
Not specifically. Basically, as soon as it gets like I think like if we get like pretty close to any of the beads, it would start to do its little like spinning motion.
Yeah, I'm not putting the spider on me.
You don't want to become immortal?
That's not happening. Not
for
for that.
science. For science.
Science.
I'm a paladin.
I'm all about
Leave me
science.
alone.
Alright, so, okay. It seems we've discovered some information and realized we are missing an awful lot more. Until we can find a way of getting Mirabelle back, we may be in a bit stuck. I don't know where we go from here, I think is what I'm wondering. Unless we want to get really experimental using the spider, which I don't think any of us really want, then in a bind.
So I think I'm just going to interject here to make sure that you guys understand what's like fully happening. So I think right now you have one problem really, and that's that Maribel won't wake up. So the issue you know so far is that Maribel won't wake up because she's missing part of her soul.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know for sure if it's just, do we need to find her, what would be remaining of her soul, or if the spider had access to another soul bit as long as we knew that it wasn't something evil, that might work to wake her.
Go ahead and give me a religion check to judge your knowledge on soul magic.
Man, I
Can I make an
suck.
Arcana check?
I'm using another lucky because screw it.
You could probably do Arcana, but it'll give you different answers.
All right. Tell me how your religion check goes, and I'll decide which one I do.
16.
With 16 in religion, I think you would probably understand that the soul kind of contains the person.
Mhm.
There's a lot of interaction between, like what's stored in the brain, what's stored in the soul, but like a lot of magic has led people to believe that the soul is who you are.
Mhm.
As such, if you were to replace the part of soul that Maribel lost with another soul, it's unlikely she would be the same person when she woke up.
Mhm.
That's probably what you can get for that.
Okay. Arcana time. A 19.
All right.
I'm looking
I
more
think-
into like how I could track the soul.
I think with a 19, you might be able to figure out that like as soon as someone is like on the verge of death, like that, like their body gets a much weaker connection to their soul. Maribel probably lost a chunk of her soul when Domino stabbed her. So if you're going to track the soul, it's going to be that'd be where to start.
Okay. Do I happen to know how one might track a soul?
I don't think you would, because that's some pretty advanced magic.
Hold on. I got an idea. Domino, did Maribel have any magical jar sort of thing? A jar that was magic maybe from her husband?
Someone will think and say, I don't think so. I think that me and the other skeletons are the only thing that she still has from her husband.
Worth a shot. Okay. I think it's best if we go investigate around the
To the kitchen.
kitchen, see if we can find.
When in doubt, go back to the crime scene.
Mhm.
All right. Let me know what you're doing to investigate. This is important.
We have one detect magic user, which can certainly help generally. I don't think I've got anything specific for this. It's like in terms of spells.
And Detect magic actually might be super helpful here. So go ahead and give me some investigation checks. Let's see what Matt gets first, since he has the detect
Would
magic.
you allow me to do the help action for him?
Sure, go for
Alright.
it.
Cool.
David,
Yep.
can we tweak divine sense a little bit?
What are you looking for?
Seeing if I can sense any bit of the soul in this room.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check with advantage then.
Excellent.
Hopefully one of you will notice this.
A 15?
I got a 16 on investigation.
I got 13.
Damn. All right.
Hey, wait, hold on. Bard friend, can't you do
Oh.
things to help other people roll up better?
Can I? Hold on.
You can use Bark Inspiration to give people a D8 at your
Oh.
level, I believe.
Hold on.
So you want to pop that D8 onto onto probably Michaela, since she's doing Divine Sense. That'll probably get her up to the high enough thing. Because currently, right
Alright.
now, we only have one passing check, and I'd like
Okay.
two.
What
Okay.
what did you say about your lucky, Michaela?
I think technically with lucky you can give that to someone else to re-roll, but that plus the D8 might be.
Yeah, so let's throw that D8 onto either you or Hella then.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll just give it to Alex.
All right, yeah.
I will roll that. I am rolling like utter garbage. That makes minus 16.
All right, I think that's good enough.
Okay.
All right, I think we have two passes here. That'll be enough. I think with the Divine Sense and Elvis helping you look around, I think what you're drawn towards is there's a kitchen knife in the sink that you're pretty sure is the same knife that was used to stab Maribel.
Mm-hmm.
That
Is
that knife has a little bit of soul on
it's
it.
just a kitchen knife, right?
Is it still like bloody?
I think it might have been washed, but but it's been rinsed a bit, but I think it hasn't been like properly washed yet. But yeah, I think with your Divine Sense, it has some soul on it. Like that knife still has soul on it.
Okay. Gonna gently pick that up then. That it's just a normal knife though, yes? Like it's just got
I
some
mean-
soul on it.
After picking it up, I think Hella would see that it is giving off a little bit of magical energy, but it seems to be mostly like, I think your detect magic would give off a little bit of necromancy.
Ooh.
Mm. Well, and that makes some sense. This is a necromancer's house.
So okay,
Okay.
it seems like is there any way that either with either of your senses for the arcane or the or otherwise, then are we able to track down this same sort of energy that relates to Mirabelle?
It's possible. You guys can try and do it yourselves, or you might be able to find someone in the Grove who is better at this.
Would Malachi be good?
Well, so we're
Potentially.
trying to track the soul energy. And there's necromancy magic. We know Maribel is a necromancer.
Or her husband was.
No, she is. I thought.
David, correct us.
Hold up. Did I actually?
I was sure that
Uh,
her husband was the necromancer.
I didn't write anything down. Okay. I remember her husband being the necromancer. She's just the chef. And these
I don't even remember
skeletons were a
talking
gift
about
from her husband.
I don't even remember
Um,
a husband.
Her husband died.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What if has anyone considered we could perhaps talk to Kalatan? I think I remember they were a very powerful mage of some sort.
That makes sense. They were. Wait, that's the
I
snake
think
one,
so,
right?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's that snake guy.
Kalataran would probably have some good insight, given her speciality.
Mhm.
She certainly seemed like one of the more powerful mages in this place, so perhaps we bring this knife very carefully over to her.
Might be better to try and bring her here.
Sure, yes. You want me to go?
Is there someone want to run and get her
Yeah,
done?
I can fly over.
All right.
Sweet.
Uh,
jump cut. Kalatarn comes over, arrives at Maribel's house, and is kind of just looking around. Although, yeah, yeah, and again, I want to stress this because I find it really cool that her eyes don't have like instead of like whites and sort of like a cornea and iris, it's just a black like starscape in her
That is
eyes
very cool.
as she's looking around.
That's really cool.
She's gorgeous,
and
snake woman.
and she'll look down because she is quite tall, even because she's like I think she's like 15 feet long, so she's when she stands up, she's like quite tall still. And she'll look down and say, You said that you needed my help to find Maribel's soul."
Yes.
Yeah.
This knife has some traces. We were wondering if you could perhaps use this as a starting point to determine where she may be.
All right. I think you'll see her look at it. You'll see some of the starscape in her eyes like twinkle and shift a bit, and then she'll start looking around and focus on Domino.
Oh.
Okay.
And Kalatarn will say, "Well, I found it.
Commander?
It would appear that the piece of Maribel's soul that is missing, at least I assume so, since it is so large, is inside that soul crystal."
Ah.
Do you know how it would have gotten in there?
I've heard that you guys have encountered a soul weaver. Is that correct?
Yes.
We all look
Alex
at Alex
holds
who
up
has
the
the jar.
jar. I just hold it up like, yep.
What may have happened? 'Cause, like, I'm assuming that Jalen would have explained some of the situation on the way over. So I think what Calaton will say is what may have happened is the soul crystal before didn't have enough matter to make up a full soul. So the soul weaver stitched together just enough to create something with animal-like intelligence, with animal-like emotions. When Domino nearly killed Maribel, it's possible that part of her soul was sheared off, and the Soul Weaver stitched that together with his own with his animal soul to make a fully intelligent soul.
Do you know?
So he became sentient in the moment directly after nearly killing Maribel.
So the skeleton claims he woke up and was angry and attacked her. So he seems to claim that he was already sentient at the time. Do you know how that could have happened?
You can awake might just be sapience, not sentience. It's difficult because he has very limited vocabulary, but he might have been conscious in the way that a dog is conscious, aware of its creatures around it, aware of people, able to form memories, but not sapient in the way that we are sapient. So I believe, unfortunately, from what I've heard, there's no way to retrieve Maribel's soul without taking it from Domino.
Easy, done. Let's do it. I don't say that, Gary.
Does she explain that out loud in Domino's hearing?
I think so. And Domino might take a little bit of a step back.
Domino.
Okay. So, hear me out, everyone. I'm not talking in character yet. All right. So, where are we right now?
You guys are in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
The kitchen at Maribel's house.
In
Okay.
the kitchen with the knife and Domino.
So, from what I understand, is that like, oh, man. What are we gonna do about this?
Like earlier, Domino was like, I just want to go back to sleep. And I feel like if we explain it in that way, maybe that would work better. But I also don't know how we're taking the soul out of him.
Mm-hmm. So before we do anything crazy, so you're saying that the gem gave the spider gave the skeleton the ability to be aware he was not sapient but aware, and then after that I guess I don't understand why he would have attacked her though.
If
You
my
can go.
understanding, okay, if my understanding is correct, if it gave it an animal-like instinct, the spider probably was guiding it to find more soul. So it just gave it a prey. If it was animalistic, you go after a prey because you are hungry, or in this case, hunger for a new soul. Perhaps that it would be.
I'm going to turn to the very large snake lady who's an expert in this field.
That is possible, or it is possible that whatever soul energy was in the crystal before had some memories or emotions still attached to it. The souls are a representation of what we are, and oftentimes strong emotions are the last things to fade when a soul deteriorates.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible that some of the energy that was in there, it was holding on to an anger that, when stitched together, was able to act.
So,
In fact, I suspect that the only reason Domino is so passive and accommodating now is that I imagine that the portion of Maribel's soul is mellowing him out.
So, Domino, to wake back up, he called Maribel mother, right? I'm not imagining that.
Yeah.
Your mother. And to get you back to sleep like you want to be, you can go back to, gardening after and digging things up. That's what you want, right?
I don't want to be this.
All right. I mean, that's all I need to hear. How do we do this correctly? Like
Well, I think Kalatar will say the simplest way to do this likely is to probably use the Soul Weaver to stitch this chunk of Maribel's soul back to her. The only difficult part will be getting that part out.
Hmm.
Would it-
And how would
And-
one do that?
I could potentially perform this. It's been a while since I've worked with this variety of magic, but I can try.
Okay.
would it-
I say we all go to the doctor's place so that we're around Maribel.
Yes. I also wonder if it would work better if the one that soul is being taken away, in this case, Domino. If Domino is fully willing and understanding what's going on, would that help this process a little?
I believe so, and from what I understand, he does understand.
All right. Domino, I guess we can say thank you for offering this.
This is correct. To Maribel's house. To Dr. Nibs. Dr. Nibs.
Dr. Nibs. Perhaps while we're walking there, I do want to ask the party. So, even though we may be able to save Mirabel right now, does this mean that this crisis was averted, or could this still happen again? If is there still some sinister force at work, or was this merely the fate and chance?
I think one of the things to note that is important here is that the way the soul gems on Maribel's skeletons work is that they act as a vacuum for ambient soul energy here.
Mm-hmm.
But the skeletons also consume part of the soul that they consume the souls that they pick up in order to power themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Given that Maribel's been here for I assumably quite a while, it's likely that all of the energy in Domino's crystal was gathered here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do with
that's-
that as you will.
Well, I mean, when you make, I guess maybe I don't know this, but when you make a soul gem, is it initially? I mean, you have to have at least a part of a soul, right?
I mean, you need a little bit of soul energy just to get it attuned properly, but it's a fairly complicated process. That's you need some soul energy to get it going, get the vacuum going, but
Understood.
that energy is definitely consumed over time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this place is definitely shady. Like, magic items missing their magic, secret rooms that somebody's too shocked to talk about in their own home. Like, we'll get to the bottom of that after we save our friend.
Yes. And and as far as I understand from at least some of us in this group, we even are losing contact with some of our more powerful influences in our life. That is also something of potential concern for some of us.
Mm.
All right, one thing at a time. Let's save Maribel first.
I think.
Two of us are like, it's all right.
We'll unpack that trauma later.
This hurts a little bit, but so David, I think Alex is gonna hold back from a little bit of ways with the group to walk beside Domino as we're going here, kind of a little bit out of earshot, but also talking quietly so that is not overly suspicious.
Hmm.
Is this really what you want? If there was a way for you to stay conscious, would that be something you would want while also saving Mother?
I don't want to die as I've understood it, but I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be afraid. I don't want to be angry.
These emotions will come with you no matter what I do. I thought I would offer. They from what remains of what I carry, would probably be afraid and confused. So it might not be what you'd want, but I wanted you to have the option.
Thank you.
And then we
you.
continue on.
All right. Get to Dr. Nib's house. Calatarn starts setting up stuff for the magic and the ritual. I think you explained to Nib what's going on, and Nib was like, all right, I'll help however I can. I think Calatarn will finish setting up the ritual, have Domino lay down on a bed next to Maribel. We'll put the spider on Maribel, and then we'll hand the kitchen knife to whoever will take it.
I'll grab the knife.
All right. And she says, you'll need to cut out her soul or from Domino, and then we can transplant.
Performing surgery? Who's got a good dex score?
Wait a second. Isn't the doctor supposed to handle the surgery?
Yeah.
Decent dexterity score.
I was gonna let you guys do that if you wanted to. I wasn't gonna require a roll for this. This is more story.
All right, then sure, I'll do it. As long as there's not
All
a
right.
chance I could like mess it up and kill her.
All right. I just want to establish who is effectively killing Domino.
Oh yeah, I'll do it for sure.
All right. Yeah. So the
Alex would like to hold Domino's hand.
All right.
He's been alive for like a day.
That makes him a baby.
Yeah, you're
You will
effectively killing a
understand when
baby.
you learn. If you would ask about my stuff, you would understand.
He's barely even sentient.
Does not matter. The Moon Mother loves all.
So the ritual begins. Calatarn starts moving her hands, weaving strings of magic that start coming out, connecting the two figures. She nods to you, Hela, and you slowly plunge the dagger into the crystal, and notice that the dagger just goes in freely, and you're able to cut around a highlighted section of Zol.
Oh, cool.
With that free, a tendril of magic from Calatarn picks it up and moves it to Maribel, and the Soul Weaver starts to stitch it back together.
What a helpful little friend. That Soul Weaver.
Actually, here's the question: did you guys have Domino remove the mask beforehand, or is he still Domino?
I think last I checked, he still had the mask on, right?
Yeah. So I think then at this point, the facade from the mask starts to fade away as you can't activate magic items when you are not sentient.
Yeah, sounds all right.
And so the mask kind of shifts and then falls off to the side, as we were left with a very unintelligent skeleton and a minotaur whose breathing has finally become regular.
Amazing.
Ooh. Go team, go!
Is the skeleton moving at all, or just sort of being very still?
You see, yeah, I think the skeleton, after the magic kind of the ritual was finished, will sit up, look around for a bit, and then hop off the bed and start walking out the door.
Bye, Domino.
There's no sense of.
Wait,
Of
can we take all the
intelligence
magic items
more.
off him before he leaves?
Oh, I mean, you can grab whatever you want, but the mask, specifically the mask, fell to the floor. If you want that.
Yeah, I just mean I don't want him to walk out there with it. I'll hold on to it. We'll just empty his pockets before he leaves.
Okay. You get
He just wants
one.
more magic items we can forget.
All right, you can go down and add to your list one shape-changing mask. You get one bag of beans, and which has 2 beans in it. And you get, what else do I have him grab?
Guys, this is just like Lord of the
No.
Beans.
Yes!
Does one of
You
them?
got the key bell, and you got else. Do I have anything else? I don't think I had anything else on him.
We have the bean of power.
And the bean of any kitchen appliance.
This makes me upset.
Good.
Why are you upset?
So good. He hates Lord of the Beans.
Are we jarring
Why?
the spider also?
Oh man.
Yes.
Well, let's leave it on Maribel until she's actually like awake and stuff.
Well, yeah, but once she's awake
Mm.
and such, I'm going to put it back in a jar.
All right. Maribel opens her eyes, taking like a big deep breath for the first time in a while. And looks over like, how did I get here? Hello. Hi. What's going on? You guys all look concerned.
Are you
There's
you?
like a huge gash in her throat.
I think I'm me. My throat hurts a bit, but I'm fine.
Excellent. You were stabbed. It is fine now.
Oh, that's not nice. Who stabbed me?
We took care of it. He is no longer here.
Okay. I'll
Don't be
take your word for it.
Deserves to know what happened.
Yes, but I want the spider off her first.
You want to what? Oh, the spider?
Alex goes through, puts the spider in the jar, closes the jar, and is glaring a bit at the spider. You are better at talking. You go.
Thinking that was too late.
Essentially, that spider stitched together enough of a soul on one of your skeletons, and then the skeleton stabbed you.
Oh, that's really strange. Are those spiders common?
Sounds like it was one of the many magic things he found in your garden.
Oh. All right. I guess I'll keep an eye out for more of those things. All right. Well, thank you for bringing me back, I guess. I thank you.
How long has it been since she was stabbed? Like in game time?
I think it's been I think like Nib's been keeping her on life support for about like 12
Okay.
hours now.
All right. So yeah, I guess I'll say. I think everybody will be very happy to know that you are okay. Perhaps perhaps a follow-up party to replace the one that ended abruptly would be appropriate.
So I think with that, you guys have finished Arc 2 of The Grove.
Amazing.
Next time, we'll be doing another downtime session. You guys will level up, and we'll do another downtime scene with the NPCs of your choosing.
Music for this episode was Voice of Nature and Said by Les FM and was distributed by Pixabay.com. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Grove. If you enjoyed this episode, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel to find more episodes and other Grove-related content.